Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with your host, Imperial Dane, featuring today 1 vs 1 on Kholodny Ferma. Kholodny, whatever Ferma. We shall be watching Shevu, wannabe no lucky strike, fighting for the Germans, fighting for the prestigious 1st Infantry Division, going up against Vlad 01511. Fighting for the Soviet Union for the 110th Rifle Division. Conscripts right on the way. One Pioneer start from no lucky strike. Grenadiers on the way. Points are being secured. There we go, Grenadiers arriving on the field. What shall this second unit be? We also noting here the initial southern movement from both players. None so far going towards the north. So of course there's going to be already initial turmoil here. MG42 following up second for no lucky strike. A veteran company of heroes player. Point being secured there. Looks like this will be secured as well. Aggressive move towards the south and already securing the fuel point right there. Looks like, though, no lucky strike will not be securing any fuel points right away, otherwise he should have gone for the north right away. So that could prove to be a slight hindrance for him. More conscripts arriving for Vlad. MG42 arriving, looks like it will be reinforcing the south. Grenadiers moving towards the centre already here. The lines of no lucky strike are a bit thin, a bit spread out. Only so far gaining strategic points, no fuel points, no munitions, no anything. Cannot help but feel that could set him a bit of a slight disadvantage, not securing either munitions or fuel. Whereas we do see that Vlad is very much focusing on the MG42 setting up, but also of course the more spread out forces. But the conscript squad here will get spotted by the MG42, get suppressed and will perhaps take some losses. Pioneers rising in as well, there we go. Conscripts are pinned down. Also of course new patch arriving later today. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, after a beef server takedown for maintenance, there will be a patch out. 2nd Grenadier Squad arriving for Shevu. MG42 trying to deal with the combat units down there. Going in here, going on perhaps for the cut-off point. New patch will offer a series of changes, including some abilities will be moved down in terms of how many command points are needed to use them. A bunch of them basically being moved down to only needing 1 command point, 1 from 5 to 3. There will also be some changes to relief infantry, which will now last twice as long. Rapid conscription for the Soviets will also last longer and give conscripts instead of penal troops.
We have liberated the objective.
So there are some changes already there to how commander abilities work. Pushing up north, there will also be some fixes to all the delays there has been in the game, so that's also quite handy. 3 Grenadier squads out here for Shevu, quite strong infantry force, going to flank the communists here with an MG42, very hard southern push. Conscripts though flanking about there from Vlad, Grenadiers will need to deal with it. Combat engineers over here not doing too well, more conscripts moving in from Vlad. Fuel point being secured, combat engineers on the run. MG42 swiftly moving up to support their Kameraden at the front, while the conscripts here prove to be a nuisance. Holding up the point, of course, it becomes a question here for Shevu how to deal with this. In fact, he's getting a mortar. The alternating Grenadier squad has been upgraded with a light machine gun, so a reasonable tier 1 start. 3 Grenadiers, 1 MG42 and a mortar, a Granatenwerfer. Should be able to lay down a decent amount of firepower and still be able to handle several surprises that might arrive from the Soviets. Molotov out here, but lands a bit short. Dmitri apparently throws like a little girl. And the Pioneers getting rushed off the field as another conscript squad arrives. But Shevu has gained control of the south. That is good news, going for the cut-off point there. Very bold, very aggressive play going in here for both players. More to set up, taking up going on as well. And a combat unit squad encountering German resistance. Conscripts holding up in the building there as well. Mortar so far not really doing much. But there we go. Tier 2 has been reached already. Rifle grenades flying through the air. And, oh, collapses the entire building. There's a chance, of course, of smaller buildings like that collapsing. Though, of course, it's usually more shacks, not this big a farmhouse. But still can happen, though it is pretty rare. Pretty rare. Certainly gave no Lucky Strike a chance of getting a bit further up, but we also see he's quickly losing control of all his southern resources due to the fact he's advanced too far and also left a quite significant part of his front line completely exposed. So in that sense, I mean, he rather made it easy for Vlad to basically hit him in the flanks, which is well spotted and played by Vlad. Several conscript squad combat engineers not really doing anything at the moment. No structures, no buildings, no anything, just upgrades. Also units hanging about here not doing much. And we are seeing a light scout car on the way there for Vlad. The 1st Infantry Division receiving support.
It is ours.
The 1st Infantry Division was raised in East Prussia and was considered a bit of an elite infantry division. So a little fun fact there. Clearly getting some support from a nearby Panzer Division, possibly the Hermann Göring Fallschirm Panzer Division. Arriving here, a scout car in ambush pattern camouflage. Pioneers getting to the house, scout car providing fire support nearby. He's not upgrading it, at least not so far, that is good. 1st command point. Conscripts are suffering losses already. Molotovs getting locked, turning things a bit hot for the Pioneers. And there we go, Grenadier assault going against the conscripts, though they need to be careful. They could lob Molotov into the cover, denying it to them. And yes, indeed, that's what happened. Fritz and Berthold catches on fire. Richard as well. Ach du Lieber. And the Grenadier squad gets wiped out. That's definitely a blow. And anti-tank grenade on the scout car, although it is causing huge casualties on the Soviet infantry. And that is, of course, something to remember. An unupgraded scout car is quite effective against infantry. And certainly much more effective than an upgraded one. Though now it will need some upgrades. Still holding the southern part of the map. Granatenwerfer bereit. And hit the dirt to either conscript support or guards. Rifle combined arms has been chosen by Vlad. Guards, rifle infantry, so that's guard rifle combined arms pretty much. You don't need to be Sherlock Holmes to figure that one out. Or for that matter, need to crack the Enigma code. Desperate fighting going on there. MG42 continues to remain here. He could try and push it up further here to try and cover this entire area, but of course he feels where he might get flanked there. Heavy fighting continues up here. Scout car still not being repaired. Come on, Shevu. Tank arriving, so Shevu, of course, now feeling he needs to get some anti-tank, and we're also seeing something being built. Could be a bunker of some sort. Mines, telemines down there, that's good, that's good. Although up here would also be a good point, since it's pretty much the main arterial road of the entire map, pretty much the thing that goes through the entire thing, so usually also mining here is a good spot. Veterans run for the scout car, splendid, splendid, but needs to get away. The guards rifle infantry with the anti-tank rifles are going to hunt him down. Looks like Shevu's getting a bit worried about his position. He is in fact retracting his MG42 to a more defensible position. That's called thinking ahead. And we're actually seeing Vlad mining, in fact mining one of the two approaches here towards the center and the rest of the map. Good move by Vladdy.
How does that look?
And the bunker is up. Using the grenadiers for that. Job well done. Scout car. No, he's upgrading it. Don't upgrade it. I hope that's an accident. Again, I have absolutely currently no faith in the scout car upgrade, and that's also not receiving any change in the patch. What is in fact receiving a change is hit the dirt, which will now only give the troops hitting the dirt light cover, which will basically mean it's going to be a lot more sensible. Don't move up the scout car like that. Ach du Lieber. But of course also means that troops who now hit the dirt aren't, for example, going to be immune to sniper fire, which was previously the case, which was a bit silly. And right here, Shevu is not really thinking ahead, I feel. And he lost the scout car. I feel that was a waste, not just, of course, of the scout car itself, which he could have tried gaining some veterans on, but also of the 70 munitions he spent on it. He could have spent that munitions on another light machine gun or some mines to cover this area. I really feel that was a missed opportunity right there by Shevu. Support weapon Compania up for Vlad, who's of course gone for this. Thus, and already getting access to the light or submachine guns. Likely we'll be seeing those as well. 2 combat engineer squads. Grenadiers moving down south, getting engaged by conscripts. And there we go, hit the dirt. But yes, it will receive some changes, be less impressive. Also, what will receive some changes are the strafing run. It will do a lot less damage now. It will also be overall less powerful. And also, I believe, easier to shoot down for enemy anti-aircraft units from what I understand. Open Blitz has also been made slightly more expensive and will give a more overall set amount of resources no matter the point, whereas previously it actually depended on the point how many resources and what sort of resources it gave. So that has been hit with the mighty Nerf hammer as well. Otherwise, we've seen a lot of scatter changes. Some units, most units in fact, that have received it have, well, become more accurate. The only ones who haven't are the Panzer IV and the Ostwind, which in the Panzer IV case actually becomes a lot less accurate due to increased scatter, whereas the Ostwind only received slight changes there. There we go, hitting the dirt right in front of MG42. Of course, after the patch, this will be a lot less sensible. But there we go, the MG42 is pushed away. Shevu needs to be careful about operating his MG42 too far away from the rest of his troops again, as it can be overwhelmed that much more easily. Again, it's a support weapon. Support weapons are meant to support your frontline units. It's not meant to be the frontline unit. Mortar here getting quickly flanked by a submachine gun wielding conscript squad. And thus rushed off the field. First Panzer squad arriving, also noting a munitions count up for Shevu. That could be a good move, that could be utilized towards stuff like telemines, since again there's likely going to be armor up for Vlad, and in that sense telemines can prove quite handy. But we are seeing the conscripts right here taking a lot of damage, hitting the dirt now, but it might be too late. The Panzergunners already have the upper hand with their Sturmgewehrs. Kameraden, zerstören Sie die Feind. And there we go, the conscripts run away. Tears in their eyes as they realize that hitting the dirt does not necessarily mean they win the war. Just that they get dirt all over them. And possibly some blood. Pack 40 so far has actually killed 4 infantrymen. I can't help but feel the pack crew might be slightly disappointed about their lot in life. Yeah, we're supposed to shoot up tanks, but so far we've killed more infantry. I cannot help but feel that Faza might have been disappointed. Grenadiers versus Panzergrenadiers down here in the south. Well, not versus them, but supporting each other versus the conscripts. Bund grenade here really takes out a huge bite of the conscripts, leaving many in pain, agony, and slight awkwardness as they suddenly grope each other, blinded by blood. I am sorry, comrade, but I do not swing that way, even in death. And another conscript squad. Vlad needs to be careful on the other hand. He doesn't just send in single troops at the same time, which could allow the Germans to quickly zoom in as many weapons on them and gain fire superiority. Hitting the dirt again, but there will be 2 squads flying away, including a light machine gun, and of course there's always the chance of a rifle grenade soaring through the skies. Shevu, though, is getting pushed back, and interesting enough, he's not even detailing a single unit to even harass up north and perhaps draw away some of Vlad's troops. Mechanized armor Compania is up. So, we're obviously not going to be expecting T-70 light tanks. Support armor caught up in return. Pack rolling forwards. And combat engineers getting a good old dose of the lighter Maschinengewehr. Both Grenadier squads veterans too. I would still like the other Grenadier squad also to receive the light machine guns, as that would really overall increase the firepower of Shevu and be able to really drain down the conscripts before they even have a chance to get close to use hit the dirt. I am certainly a huge supporter of the light machine gun in Company of Heroes 2, since it actually does something. And these Grenadiers need to get away. They're so low on health, and at the same time they're close to veterancy free. But there we go, forced to retreat. A submachine gun wielding hordes are advancing, supported by a single guard squad with a DP 28.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
And there we go, finally taxing some squads there. Vlad losing ground now. More seriously, he's desperately waiting for the Su-85, although that's not really going to help against the infantry that much. In that sense, an Su-76 or perhaps a Katyusha would initially be more helpful in his endeavors against the 1st Infantry Division. Conscripts holding up here behind an old broken tree, getting mortared. They can't hold up for that much longer before the mortar corrects begins getting accurate. And Guards Infantry Squad taking up position in a very old battered church. There we go, 3 conscripts vanish in a fountain of blood and gore. Things are looking a bit grim. Conscripts rushing up from the south, and we're also seeing a small assault force being detailed towards the north.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Vlad here needs to be careful. And there we go. We're actually seeing a Katyusha coming out for Vlad. He's going to get some artillery and stuff. He's not going to go for the mortar, for example, which could also have been a choice. He's going for the rockets, and we're also noting a light machine gun left behind. And there we go. The church is no more.
Combat engineers.
Grenadiers catch on fire there in a rather unhappy manner. Mine here still not been detonated. Still no work from Shevu, for example, covering up the central road. Of course, this one's still here. Also noting conscripts making good progress further south. And there we go, the Katyusha is ready.
This is our sector now.
And the return of Panzer IV is arriving as well.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
And there we go. Whoops, a bit too much. Bombarding the nearby position. Another munitions cache up for no lucky strike. He's getting a lot of them, but I'm not really seeing any munitions expenditure of any kind really at the moment, except the occasional rifle grenade. Panzer IV secures a breach in the north, sends the Bolshevik dogs running, and the conscripts here rushing straight up to Grenadiers. 2 squads, including one with the light machine gun. Had both had light machine guns, this would probably look very different. And a Molotov. Grenadiers though will need to retreat. Come on before Heinz lights up like a candle.
Sector is at risk.
Vlad's situation is a bit desperate at the moment. And there we go. The Panzer Grenadiers get forced away. Also another patch change includes actually fixing a change that actually should have been implemented earlier, but which actually means involving the Stu getting a lower target size, which means basically it's going to be harder to hit for the enemy Stugs, well, not Stugs, but Su-85s, anti-tank guns, all that. Basically, in particular, at long range is going to be much more difficult for them to hit, meaning basically the Stug becomes a lot more survivable. At range, if the enemy gets close enough, of course, it's not going to matter that much. Then, of course, you don't want the Stug to be close. Guard rifle arriving. Panzer IV going to get some repairs. Su-85 closing in to being ready. No support except a mortar firing for the Panzer IV. And then go buttoning it up. Where's the infantry? Where's the support? Nowhere to be seen. Pac-Man also want to get closer to the front line.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
And there we go, unleashing all kinds of hell upon the unfortunate guardsmen. Mortar rounds impacting as well. Ooh, veterancy too, but Vlad really wants to get it out of there before they all die. That proved to be a bit brutal. S35 ram. Oh, didn't take that path. Otherwise, it would have hit the Tellermine. Lucky for Vlad. Panzer IV needs to be careful. Vorsicht. And there we go. Shevu. No, he's moving it forwards. Why is he moving his Panzer IV ahead instead of back?
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
That really does not make any sense. I hope that was a misclick. Either that or he should call down some smoke with the mortar to cover it, but no. Panzer pass on the S-85 and the Panzer IV is lost. A rather unfortunate and tragic loss. Popping over to Shevu, who has chosen no doctrine as of yet. He's got 2 squads of Panzers. He's getting another scout car. That's interesting. I suppose he could use it to support his flanking efforts. Harassment, that would actually work out nicely. Would certainly be of no use in direct frontline fighting. We'll of course have to see how this goes. But making good progress in the north as the south is being lost. And these pioneers are not going to make it, I'm afraid. Bit of rifle grenading. And the scout car hit the mine laid down by Vlad, getting wrecked, and he's getting another one. Seems like he's quite determined, although he could get a Panzer IV now, or a Stug. And there we go, veteran 2 for the mortar crew. Munitions cache down, noting quite a bit of munitions, or at least a nice chunk of it. Alternating the Vlad's munitions cache has been spotted in return. And also noting here, this Katyusha is actually quite vulnerable. Although, I mean, he could actually try and use a scout car to hunt him down with the auto cannon, as that would actually be quite effective. Though it would also require he doesn't get spotted in the process, which would be the considerably trickier part. These Grenadiers need to retreat. Come on, Shevu. And looks like Shevu here is very determined to get that munitions cache down. Grenadiers finally leaving the spot. And these also need to consider going, but mortar continues to provide support. Well placed mortar, in fact. Panzer Grenadiers very low on health, and there we go, another mine hit. This one upgraded. It could be, in fact, he is intending to use it to hunt down the Katyusha. And again, in that sense, it could work out well. Of course, he needs to spot out the route for it first. Come on! Oh no! Don't! Oh, he lost the Panzer Grenadier squad and the scout car. Shevu might want to consider getting some pioneers with minesweepers, but first of all, he needs his scout car back in action before it's too late. Ach du lieber. Another Panzer arrives from the Hermann Göring. Rushes straight into the H-85. Of course, he can get behind it. That's great. Pack is nowhere to be seen. I do believe it's wrecked. And of course, there's a slight problem here with trying to flank, because the H-85 can pull back faster than the Panzer IV can advance. And also shoot faster than the Panzer IVs. There are some slight issues at hand. Grenadiers likely going to try and Panzer Faust it. There we go. Damaged engine. Panzer IV, though, will need some repairs first. And for that, he needs some pioneers, but he currently has none. Instead, he's getting another Panzerabwehrkanone.
We are losing a sector. Panzer IV standing by.
Still no doctrine for Shevu. I'm a bit concerned about that, to be honest. I would have expected more.
Taking Soviet fire. Our forces increase.
Would have expected more. But oh well. Another H-85 arriving. Which means they're going to just really need to be careful. Oh, mortar might get wiped out. Mortar might get wiped out. As rockets shatter fences, trees. And potentially the munitions cache as well. And there we go, the Pioneer Squad finally arrives. And recruiting the scout covers and Panzer Grenadiers. who also get equipped with the Panzerschreck, the Raketen Panzerbüchse, and we're seeing Jäger armor has been chosen, not my favourite doctrine, as my regular fans should know. Also do believe it's time for the mid-game analysis. So what is the current situation? The map is looking rather in favour of Vlad at the current moment. He's holding most of the fuel, although it's not necessarily always connected. And in terms of overall units, he's probably also got a bit of the advantage now. 2 H-85s, a Katusha, plenty of veteran infantry, and while Shevu also possesses some infantry of veteran kind, he does have a slightly trickier problem dealing with the Katusha currently and the H-85s. Of course, he's lost several scout cars. He's having trouble actually getting them back. So there are clearly some issues there, and of course he's now gone towards a Jägerarmer, which likely means he's going for the Elephant Heavy Tank Destroyer. He's currently got the command points for it, but of course it's going to be about getting the resources for it, which is going to take some time. And of course at that time he's going to have to hold on, and also try not to spend too many resources towards other things. So in that sense it's going to be rather tricky. Of course one option is still going to be to try and see if he can't catch that Katusha, ambush it somehow, blast it to bits with either Scout Car or some Panzerschrecks. Those could be potential options, but of course the primary option, for example, for his tank survival is going to be those 2 H-85s, and he needs to deal with them with the packs or something. But again, then we have the Katusha providing a problem. So in that sense there's a bit of an overlap here between the two things, which is making things a bit uncomfortable for Shevu. He could try with some Stugs to try and hit them, but of course that also entails its own fun little issues. For Vlad, it's going to be about keeping up the pressure, ensuring that Shevu can't get back to any of the resources. In particular, fuel is going to be very vital that Vlad keeps out of the hands of Shevu. Otherwise, keep up the pressure, perhaps get some more infantry, and of course also keep the Katusha running, as that's definitely one of the things causing a bit of a headache for Shevu. Of course, another option for Shevu is of course to try and tech up, but again, not likely, so he's going to need to really get the most out of this doctrine. Of course, he might also want to consider some Tellermines, perhaps lowering the H-85s, and that way make them a lot easier targets. Also, more infantry to support his packs would also be an idea. But let us turn to the fight at hand. There we go, second scout car wiped out. Not really looking too dashing. Still no upgrade for this Grenadier squad. Panzer IV needs to be careful. MD-42 getting outmaneuvered here by the conscripts with their submachine guns. And there we go, gaining veterancy free in the process, hitting the dirt. And we're seeing he's getting the scope for the Panzer IV. Interesting, interesting. And now we're seeing that Vlad is pushing forward to the 2 H-85s. He's going to try to see if he can't hand it down. Of course, at the same time, the pack's being pulsed away by infantry. Well done. MD-42 holding up inside the building. Pinning and such. H-85 advancing, coming under fire from the Pack 40. Panzer IV in a bit of trouble. Pack 40 perhaps not best angled. But the Panzer IV survives for the time being, and meanwhile Panzer Grenadiers are putting forward, equipped with the Panzerschrecks. They're not going to be very effective against the infantry. And now the pack is risking getting knocked out by Katusha rocket. In fact, there we go, the crew is very much dead. Bundle grenade clears a path through the Guards infantry down south, allowing the Panzers to advance into the centre. Down to 3 man though, H-85 could go down, could go down. Can the Panzer Grenadiers catch it? Knock it out? Destroy it? Panzer Grenadiers need to be... Oh, the Katusha, the Katusha! And they get it, There's also that machine gun, but now they need to retreat. They're down to 2 men. 2 men, I think they are pushing their luck. Come on, Shevu. At least secure the light machine gun. And there we go. Veterans are free, but losing 1 man and a Panzerschreck. That was the exact thing that could have gone wrong, which did go wrong. And he didn't get the light machine gun either.
They're attacking!
But he did manage to take away Vlad's option for artillery. Now he needs to get that Panzer IV back, and if he could then perhaps catch the H-85 up here, that could definitely do a lot of damage. Contras though moving north. Vlad though continue to gain the map advantage. We are seeing that he's likely looking towards the Elephant Tank Destroyer still. A third H-85. A nasty little platoon of Soviet tank destroyers. That definitely does not bode well. For Shevu anyways, and for Vlad, that's pretty much great news.
Standing by.
AT gun here.
That is pretty much great news.
This is now German territory.
But also units that are affected by the scatter change, I probably should have mentioned that. For example, the IS-2, that becomes more accurate. Tiger tank becomes more accurate, which means it's actually going to do something against infantry, which is nice. Panzer IV becomes less accurate. Ostwind less accurate. T-3045 more accurate. T-70 more accurate for some reason. And the Brombeer becomes really accurate, or the Sturmpanzer IV. I'm pretty sure they didn't call it the Brombeer, the Germans. I think that was an Allied designation. The Germans actually referred to it as the Stupa. Panzer IV advancing here. Veterans of the conscripts taking a lot of fire from including the veterans of the Panzer Grenadiers. Conscripts there need to be careful. Packs taking quite a beating out there on the Sh-85. MG-42, veterans 2, and we could see this veterans 3 conscript squad go down, and we're seeing what looks like, strafing run going in there from Vlad. Sturmovik tears through everything. Quite unfortunate. Also more mines down from Vlad. Loving, he's actually being consistent with mines. That is good. Panzer's moving, and they're going to set off the mine right next to the Guards infantry, and they kill the squad. Vlad's lost the Guards infantry squad. That was quite unfortunate. Panzer continue, though they're down to 3 men. Of course, they're still lacking a puncher's head. Panzer IV still getting repaired. Another Panzer Grenadier squad, though, has arrived in the meanwhile. And the Panzer Grenadiers are finally forced to vacate the positions. Things are definitely heating up, and Shevu is definitely striking back. Still wish he'd upgrade this second Grenadier squad with a light machine gun, or at least secure another light machine gun from the enemy. In fact, there are 2 right here to be gained. Panzer is used to recruit the pack. Perhaps not what I would recommend. Panzer IV going straight into the mix, getting within range of course of anti-tank grenades, and as expected, it happens. Although very close to losing the entire squad right there. Very close there. But quite a few Veteran T3 conscript squads up for Vlad. In fact, we're seeing 3 of them. Quite impressive, quite nasty, although we also see that Shevu has several veteran squads as well, so I mean both players do possess some good unit preservation. Shevu though has been a bit unlucky though with the mines, losing him several scout cars in very, very rapid succession, which is not really what you want. They're moving up, getting blasted a bit. And the Grenadiers suffering under a barrage. And there we go, grabbing the light machine gun and the Panzer. These veterans in 3 conscripts are definitely going to be a problem now for Shevu. But pulling back to Vlad. Also finally gaining the northern fuel point again. Conscripts rushing in. And a bit of rive grenading going on as well. These Grenadiers are definitely proving quite handy. And a fresh Katyusha arriving for Vlad. He's not giving up on the artillery. He's also filling with the resources. Might want to look into that. Of course, he could just wait a bit and actually get a howitzer up, which could definitely prove to be the killing blow to Shevu and the 1st Infantry Division. Sh-35's leading the way for the motherland. Pack took a direct hit from the Katyusha and got wiped out, or perhaps it was an Sh-35. Either way though, it is gone. No more. Panzer IV here is in dire straits. It looks like the Sh-85s are currently turning their wrath towards German infantry down south. Victory points are rather in the favour of Shevu at the moment. Perhaps it could win through that route. Panzer IV pulling away, having realised this is not how you want it to go. And looks like Vlad is committing to a full assault on Shevu space. He needs to be careful at the same time. Pack is arriving. Panzerabwehrkanone rolling out. And looks like the Deutsches Infanterie finally got a light machine gun of the Soviet kind. Ooh, Vlad might try and sneak in the Panzer... Oh, Shevu might try and sneak in the Panzer 4 flank. The Katyusha. That could work out quite nicely while the infantry advances up here with the pack. Oh, looks like the squad very close, taking heavy losses then, getting wiped out. But there we go. Blitzkrieging in, knocking out the Katyusha. Well done, well done.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
Pack's firing away, Panzer 6 firing away. Panzer 4 going to take a long path to avoid the H-85s. Well done there, well done there. Very nice assault. Very nice raid. 4th H-85 on the way. And this one could go down. Pack rolling forwards.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Cancelling the H-85 for a fresh Katyusha. And this Panzer 4 is actually close to efficiency 2. That is also good news for the Reich. This certainly means a more survivable Panzer 4. And there we go, anti-tank grenade. Pack covering the center. And looks like he's actually getting a mortar now. Vlad having realised he needs something a little harder to hit. And a bit more survivable than a bloody Studebaker truck with rockets on the back.
Assault gun ready for action.
You have orders?
Panzer 4 here getting a bit bold, a bit bold. Pioneers that are nearby, they should definitely get up and repair it before the wolf pack of H-85s roam in. And that, there we go, Veteran D2 armoured skirts are up. It's going to be much harder to deal with now. Although it's currently down to half health, of course, not that much harder at the current moment. It needs repairs and it needs them fast. Also Veteran D2 on the pack 40, that is good. Though at the same time, of course, there's the risk now of Katyusha rockets sorting it out. Not sure why the pack is pointing that way, but there we go. SU-85 goes down. SU-85 is down, and we're seeing an elephant. Schwerer Panzerjäger has arrived.
You need order support? We are bleeding, comrade!
That could definitely prove to be a problem now for the two SU-85s, in particular since they're not in a good condition. Panzer 4 still getting repaired.
The sector is at risk.
He'd definitely need the spotting scopes for this one. He could also, of course, consider using his reconnaissance move to get increased line of sight that way, without having to get it too close either. Remember, the elephant has quite the range. Of course, also needs coverage, and looks like another pack cut. No, he actually pulled it back for reinforcement and healing. That's good. Some players do tend to forget that. Okay, the Pioneers went down, and there we go, Elephant firing away, but misses. That can be a bit of a problem for the Elephant at longer ranges. It really does tend to miss. Second shot missed. Come on, Friedrich. Where did you learn to shoot? The Italian army? Oh, don't worry. I don't mean it like that. I don't think marksmanship was ever a problem with the Italians. So I'll retract that comment. I'm not sure why I needed to say that. Either way, though, not looking good. And there we go. Looks like he's actually going to rush them in while the Elephant is occupied with the infantry. A bold move, but could prove to be the one needed. Taking advantage of the slow reload time. There we go. Veteran on the H-85, but Elephant fires back. Come on, one more shot. Elephant has one of the thickest frontal armor. Of course, doesn't matter if the shot penetrates. And already the Elephant is down to less than half health. Of course, the Veteran 2 H-85 is definitely helping. There we go, destroyed engine, but also very close to going down. This is definitely not working out very well, imagine, for Shevu. His frontal armor so far has not deflected a single shot. That is quite unfortunate. I mean, there should actually be at least a 50% chance of deflecting it.
Enemy forces are neutralizing us.
It has the same frontal armor as the IS-2 in terms of thickness in the game, and that, of course, in real life in the game. And that really should mean that SU-85 should be penetrating that often. Oh well, another SU-85 arriving, and this one, Elephant, is going to need repairs. That's going to be a priority, and that means getting a lot of pioneers up on the job. Conscripts here suffering heavily to the MD-42. A rush from Shevu to gain every single victory point. Units that are suffering heavily. Conscript squad here going to flank. Well done by Vlad. Can he get that? Can he do it? Yes! Yes! Nah. Yuri, you're too slow. Way too slow, Yuri. Additional pioneers arriving. Yes, yes. Panzer IV getting repairs. Still think the Elephant ought to be the priority. Since that's really going to be the more fit option versus the SU-85s. It's an idea why Vlad is focusing on the Panzer IV. Panzer is continuing to make things miserable for the Soviet army. And there you go, wiping out a squad. At the same time, though, Vlad is launching an arch infantry assault. Things are definitely getting a bit desperate for him as points are ticking down. Of course, he has the advantage, of course, that now Shevu is trying to basically get a bit greasy, trying to take as much territory as possible. Of course, not even try and hold it. Which could allow Vlad a chance of picking off weaker units and knock them out. But there we go, Panzer IV, gefechtsbereit. Falling up. And of course, the Elephant's going to be the next target for repairs. Packed, though, in not so good straits. And wiped out. And there we go, rolling in the two SU-85s. Elephant receiving repairs. That's going to take some time. Again, he should have focused on that first. Or at least gotten some more pioneers for the job. Need to keep the Panzer IV out of range of the conscripts. And there goes SU-85 arriving. Elephant misses again. It's quite incredible how it tends to miss a lot. There we go. We might see one SU-85 go down. Oh, it went down. It went down. And it only got one kill. That's quite unfortunate. Panzer Grenadiers is doing what they can. Main gun wreck. The conscripts moving up with anti-tank grenades and a panzer strike of their own. Pioneers need to get up and repair as quickly as possible. Heading the dirt. Still taking losses. This is definitely getting heated. Up. Panzer IV very close to veterans free. But also very close to death. SU-85 almost down as well. Pioneers desperately repairing away at the Panzer IV. And Panzer Grenadier squad got wiped out, dropping an LMG. 42 Grenadiers moving in, likely with the Panzer IV to see if they can't finish it off. Katyusha continues to bombard away. Getting a lot of kills there, wiping out so many of the pioneers that Panzer IV should probably have been pulled back further. A lot of new pioneers will be needed. And there we go, the Panzer IV just before it hit the Tellermine. Looks like Shevu forgot about it, but that Tellermine position really hasn't worked out. I think this would have been better somewhere around here. Oh well. Well. The 1st Infantry Division has been worn down. Heavy losses. Also noting what looks like S-mines might have been attempted here. Engineers here suffering bravely to Friedrich. With free with a light machine gun. He's just tearing through the combat engineers without mercy, which is good to see.
We have a new unit.
And there we go, single-handedly wiped out a combat engineer squad. A true hero of the Reich. More guards infantry arriving to replace the losses. Things are definitely getting heated. Things are not looking good for Vlad, although he's got another Sturmovik attack in the hand. More pioneers are desperately needed. And of course, Shevu is trying to get all 3 victory points. He needs to quickly as possible drain Vlad of any resources that way. Getting fresh Panzer Grenadier squads, although I think more pioneers would help. Also recruiting all of some of the equipment lying around. Time to port back to Shevu, I believe. The Elephant a mountainous wreck. And of course the H-85 going in, so we can't finish off the Panzer IV. Pack, recruit, being rolled back. Oh dear, Sturmovik attack, main gun destroyed. Oh no. That is the end. Wiping out a Panzer Grenadier squad. Pack doing what I can. And there we go, the Sturmovik got it. The Sturmovik wiped out the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Oh dear, this is just total annihilation. Stug on the way. But barely any units left. Panzergrenadiers barely with any life left. They're being sent in veterans 3 conscripts. MD-42 pushed away. Oh dear.
Our brave infantry is dying.
Oh dear. And that looks to be it. Shevu and the 1st Infantry Division pulls away just as the Stug arrives. What a tragic fight. Well played by both players. We saw some nice aggressive play, but we did see that Shevu committed a few tactical, critical mistakes here and there. Again, this telemine, for example, could have been placed better. The scout cars not checking for mines, or at least, upgrading them when there probably wasn't even any need for them, didn't quite pan out either, and his tendency to occasionally not cover his flanks, which allowed Vlad to quickly rush in and do a lot of damage, really didn't do Shevu any favours. Jägerarm, I would not say I was a huge fan of that choice of doctrine. The Elephant in this fight at least certainly did not get to do much, had a lot of problems actually hitting anything. And of course, the question is another doctrine, like for example the Joint Strike Doctrine, which you had available with Pack 40s and artillery officers, might not have worked out a bit better for him. As overall, he only really used 2 abilities of this doctrine, so there is something that could have been considered there. Also some slight priority issues here for Shevu might also work out better. I mean, Vlad did alright. I mean, it wasn't, say, hugely original, but he certainly, took advantage of every chance he took. Also good use of mines from Vlad. So that is overall very nice. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you're looking forward to the patch. And of course, all previous replays sent in until now, of course, after the patch is out, will be pretty much null and void. So of course, once the patch is out, feel free to send in a replay, and of course I'll be needing something fresh to cast. So, cheers.